Let's talk about improper fractions and turning them to mixed numbers. So first of all, let's get the definition of an improper fraction down. An improper fraction is a fraction that has a numerator that is greater to or equal to or greater than the denominator. So for instance, 5/5, 5/5, that is an improper fraction. Or 7/5, since the top number, the numerator, is bigger than the bottom number, that is also an improper fraction. So how do improper fractions compare to mixed numbers? Let's look at an example. So looking at these pies, we can represent them in a couple different ways. One way we can think about it is, since for this first pie, all of my pieces are filled in, we can think of it as one whole pie. The middle pie has all of the pieces filled in, so we can think of it as one whole pie as well. That third pie, it's separated into 3 parts, and only one piece is filled in, so we can think of it as 1/3. Then we simply combine 1 plus 1 plus 1/3 is 2 and 1/3. So we have 2 pies completely filled in, and then 1/3 of that last pie filled in. We can represent it a different way. So we see that each pie is separated into 3 different pieces, so 3 will be our denominator, and then we count the total number of pieces that are filled in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pieces are filled in. So I can write that as an improper fraction, 7 over 3, or 7/3. Both of these ways to represent this picture, they're both correct, so we can say that they are equivalent to each other. Over here on the left side, that is a mixed number. Over here on the right side, that is an improper fraction. So we need to know how to convert back and forth. Sometimes we like to write fractions as mixed numbers, sometimes we like to write them as improper fractions instead. So converting improper fractions to mixed numbers, we use division. So here, 24/3. You can think of it as, since the top number is bigger than the bottom number, it's too heavy and it falls over into a division box. That's how I like to think about it. So the numerator will go inside of your division box, and then the denominator will go outside of the division box. So 24 divided by 3 is 8. So 24/3, written as, in this case, instead of a mixed number, it's just a whole number, is 8. Let's try another example. Number 2, 15/4. So think of 15 being too heavy for the top, so it falls over into a division box, and then 4 goes outside. Remember, numerator goes inside, denominator goes outside. So how many times does 4 go into 15? You count by 4s, 4, 8, 12. That's as close we can get to 15 without going over. So that is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. Subtract, and I have a remainder of 3. Since I have a remainder, I need to write it as a fraction. 3, this 3 goes on the top, and then my denominator will go on the bottom. So 15/4 can be written as 3 and 3/4. So changing an improper fraction to a mixed number. Let's do one more example. So number 3, 7/2, or 7/2. Remember, 7 falls over into our division box. 2 goes on the outside. How many times does 2 go into 7? 2 goes into 7 3 times, because 3 times 2 is 6. Subtract, I have a remainder of 1. Write your remainder as a fraction, so that 1 will go over 2. And that's your answer. 7/2 can be rewritten as 3 and 1/2. So let's practice going the other way from a mixed number to an improper fraction. All right, I think these are pretty fun. So 3 and 5/9, let's write that as an improper fraction. So I think of it as a circle. You multiply and then add. So start with a 3. We're going counterclockwise. 3, first you multiply. 3 times 9. 3 times 9 is 27. And then go from the 9 to the 5 and add. So again, 3 times 9 is 27 plus 5 is 32. So I write 32, and then you simply keep that same denominator, 9. So 3 and 5/9 can be rewritten as 32/9. Let's try another one. Okay, so remember, start with a 10 and multiply. 10 times 4 is 40, and then add. 40 plus 3 is 43, and then keep that same denominator, which is 4. So 10 and 3/4 can be rewritten as 43/4, 43 over 4. Last one. All right, let's convert 11 and 1/4 to an improper fraction. I'll give you just a second to try it on your own. All right, so remember 11 times 4 is 44, plus 1 is 45. Keep that same denominator of 4, so 45/4. Hopefully you got that right and feel confident in changing from an improper fraction to a mixed number and from a mixed number back to an improper fraction.